Yo, what's up, guys? It's Terrell here from Terrell Game Vlogs, here to give you sort of a first impressions of Please Teacher, which is a series I had never seen before. I know it's a very beloved series, and a lot of people do enjoy it. And it recently became a lot more of a talking point in the last few years because a show that is considered to be a spiritual successor to it, which is known as the series Waiting in the Summer, or in Japanese, Ano Natsu de Matru. I'm actually surprised I still remember that, considering I haven't watched that series in like, what, actually it's probably been like 2 to 4 years. I actually forget when Ano Natsu de Matsu came out, which has happened with a lot of series I've enjoyed. Like, for example, like Engaged the Identified. I think that series is like 2 years old at this point. It done 2 or 3 years old, and once again, that time gap is fucking me up. Anyways, when I watched Waiting in the Summer, and I loved Waiting in the Summer. Waiting in the Summer I thought was really done well, minus a few parts, but for the overall series, I enjoyed it a lot, especially the the character interaction. A lot of people are like, well, it's pretty much just taking Waiting in the Summer and doing that. And I said, not Waiting, it's taking Please Teacher with a slight change on it. And I was like, well, let me go and watch Please Teacher. And Nozomi, I actually bought the DVD box set for it, and then Nozomi started uploading the videos on YouTube, and I hadn't gotten around to the box set, so I said, well, it's on the official YouTube page, why not try it out? And so I think I've watched like probably the first 6 episodes, and I figured I'd just get my first impressions on it. I've been pretty lazy with the series for a few reasons, and then I'll get into how I feel about it. I don't see how people thought this was better. People who've seen both, I don't see how you think Please Teacher is better. Granted, I haven't finished Please Teacher, but Please Teacher feels way more traditional than Waiting in the Summer does. Like, I thought I knew Please Teacher had a little bit of a gimmick. And for those who are curious about Please Teacher, the premise is as follows: an alien comes to the planet Earth, disguising herself as a middle school, high school teacher. And one of the kids in the class has just recently come out of a coma within like the last year or so because he's suffering from some type of unknown illness that causes him to kind of freeze in time, literally, in the sense that like his body stops growing, he's pretty much in a coma. That's what to describe him. He's in a coma. He's in a coma-like state where his body doesn't age. And so as a result, even though they're in high school, he looks like 2 or 3. No, that's what it is. He's in high school, but he's actually like 18. He looks like he's like 14 and he's like 18. Even though he's supposed to be in the class with everyone else, like a 16-year-old, because he got held back because he was frozen in a coma for like 2 years, I think. And there's just things that just tend to happen where he calls them standstills in the series, but that's essentially what they are. He's having like comas. He's having like an episode that leads into a coma. Well, apparently he ends up finding out about her secret and wackiness and human and alien relationships ensue. I don't see the appeal of Please Teacher for a few reasons. The first reason is that this series cannot make up its mind. Unlike Waiting in the Summer, where it was kind of pretty much defined, you knew who liked who. It's just that they hadn't said anything to their significant other yet, and feelings weren't really reached across all boards. Here, for one, they don't develop this dude's friends at all. I think his name is Kay. They don't develop his friends at all. Like, his friends get, like, almost no development. And then the development they do get up until at least episode 6 is very confusing. I'm not going to go into any spoilers, but let me just say this. You don't even understand the crushes between the group by the time you get to episode 6. I only understand maybe two of the crushes. That's it. The rest of them are just kind of thrown in the air and confuse me. And then the crushes I do get have only really been openly. There's only one crush in this it's pretty much how Waiting in the Summer did it, where you had guy likes the alien girl, but there's a girl who likes the guy who likes the alien girl. That's it. That's the only relationship I got off the bat. The other one that I know about is from a really random event that happened, and then led into something serious, and then kind of confused me because it felt like there was no basis behind it. Like there is no subtle setup for these characters and their crushes and their relationships. So I don't understand how this is supposed to be a dramatic series when I'm halfway through it. Also, please teachers pulling like some stupid harem shit, like to the point where it's almost dumb. Because as of right now, you got the alien chick that likes him, and the fucking human girl that likes him, and then they're playing the alien's parents have to come visit, and oh look, here's a little sibling who can't stand K because he's K and because he's main character and he's a love interest for the little girl's alien big sister. And I'm like sitting there going, really? This is what we're doing? And like the concept in itself isn't terrible, but it's obviously played up for that anime logic. Also, the series can't decide whether the two are into each other or not. There's like a lot of, I won't even say, I guess you could argue the phrase is forced sexual tension. But what it feels like that in some episodes they're into each other, and then some episodes they're not, which makes it really annoying when you get to points in where they're having issues in their quote unquote relationship. That's the other thing. They play this off completely differently than Wedding in the Summer. It was obviously a high school student thing, but since it's a student, and that was my whole thing. What's up with the student-teacher relationship? Well, it's obviously appealing to the Shota crowd, and for those who don't know what Shota is pretty much animes and mangas that have the whole older woman, younger boy aspect. The difference here is that they came up with a really ridiculous reason to make the main character look younger than what he actually is. Because anime logic, and we need to appeal to the girls who love Shota. I don't know how many guys like Shota, but I know girls like Shota. And so, like, it feels more, like, stereotypically quirky in its anime-ness. Like, almost more so than Waiting in the Summer in a lot of ways. And then what makes it, and as I said, what makes it worse is that you have a lot of scenes and shit where I'm like, are they into each other or not? Because there's obviously that tension that they always do between these couples, but like there's also this weird sense of like insecurities. Like the dude is super insecure about people finding out that he has standstills, as if that shit really means anything. And then like there hasn't been any emotional connection to make me feel like they should have a junior relationship. They haven't just done shit in general, and the shit they have done have just come off as forced dates. It's like because the first few episodes kind of explore it. Like the first few episodes, like when they get locked into the, I don't know what you call it. I guess it's a storeroom. It's always an all anime series with like all anime high school series is like that storage room where all the gym shit is kept, and usually sexual things end up happening there because of anime logic. They're locked into one of those, and you get some kind of backstory on like her and her past and shit, and everything's fine. But you're just kind of like, after that, it just kind of goes right back into deviating of whether they're into each other or not, and then you got the friends show up, which the friends don't feel like friends. Even in the series, you learn that the friends they've just met within like the last year or so. So they're not even like close friends, they're just kind of acquaintances at this point who just hang out relatively consistently. We haven't actually seen enough of his friends in like varying situations to even give them definite personalities. They all have their little quirks, but there's nothing really defining each of them because some of them don't even get to really talk or express themselves too much. Like the series, I don't understand this huge super hype appeal. And something tells me a lot of the hype from this series comes from like either the latter half or the ending. I'm more inclined to believe it's almost the same argument I have against Anohana, except Anohana at least had a better setup, at least set itself up better. The biggest problem I have with Anohana is Anohana, fucking, I don't like Anohana as much as other people do. I'm not gonna get into an Anohana rant. I don't get the appeal as much as I don't praise it nowhere near as much because I find it a really contrived mess. It's like the show had a whole bunch of things it wanted to do and didn't really explore any of the shit. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, just as my first thoughts, for the first 6 episodes, I'm not seeing this super huge appeal, and something tells me it's probably gonna be like how. Well, at least no, Toradora had good moments before that. I thought I would argue it's like Anohana, where Anohana really didn't really. And it's not like Anohana didn't have moments before, but something tells me a lot of the praise Anohana comes from is the same praise Police Teacher's praise comes from. The big dramatic shit near the end of the series, and then probably the series ending. Because that always seems to be a motherfucking thing that for some reason will propel any mediocre anime to a fucking legendary status because of the ending or the last few episodes leading into the ending. Because I'm pretty sure a police teacher is gonna have like a drama field episode where like everyone's in a goddamn classroom and all the shit gets spilled out, or they're all gonna be together and all their feelings are gonna come out. They do that all the goddamn time in these types of shows. I actually proud Waiting in the Summer didn't do it. But some tells me because Police Teacher is the original, it's an older show. It probably does that, just like Anohana did it, except Anohana just didn't do it in a classroom. And I'm just like, well, we'll see how this goes. But like first impressions, it's like mediocre as fuck, dude. I wouldn't even say it's like and also the fact that I don't care for the character designs doesn't help. Like I really don't care for the kid. I don't even like the whole idea of the older woman with the younger boy. That shit doesn't. It's not even a cute. They're not even a cute couple to me. Now they like de-aged her to his age, and maybe like if you had played with the whole he looks younger but he's actually older and do the same thing for her because she's a fucking alien. You could give her a random alien ability number 23. Whatever. I will say I do see the semblances between it and Waiting in the Summer. I get that much, but as far as it being better, I'm not seeing that at all. But hey, man, I've only seen half of it. We'll see what happens. I don't hate it. I'm just super indifferent towards it, and probably more disappointed because of how praised Police Teacher is. So. Whatever. This has been the insane. Yeah, this has been the vlogs again for your boy Terrell. And if you like Police Teacher, please tell me your things you like about it. And tell me when's the last time you watched it, because you might need to go back and rewatch it. Just saying. Catch you guys later. Peace out.